Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll chant Bhaja Govindam, verses 11 to 15.
Ma kuru dana jana yauvana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam Mayamidam akilam buddhva brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva Dinayaminyau sayam pratah shishiravasantav punarayatah Kala kridati gacchatyayuh tadapi namunchatyashavayu Kate kanta dhanagata chinta vatulakim tavanasti niyanta Trijagati sajjana sangati reka bhavati bhavanavatarane nauka Jatilo mundi lunchita keshaha kashayambara bahukrita veshaha Pashyannapi chana pashyati mudho yudara nimittam bahukrita veshaha Angam galitam palitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam Vriddho yati grihitva dandam tadapi namunchatyasha pindam.
The first shloka is the chorus by the Guru and the Shishyas, and the next 12 shlokas are attributed to Adi Shankaracharya. That is up to 13. Then 14 to 27 attributed to each of his disciples, one each. And then 28 to 31. The last 4 shlokas are again attributed to Adi Shankara, giving the blessings to the students. So, the whole idea mainly that is presented here in this small text by Adi Shankara is that your sojourn in this life here is to be directed towards the self. You can have fun, enjoy, but do not get involved. This is a this is a temporary journey, right? But your real self, Atma, is the permanent aspect. So, realizing that oneness with the divinity is your essential purpose. Therefore, all your efforts, the physical, mental and intellectual, should be directed towards that, not dissipated. So he says, have good satsang, good company, which will help you. Satsang means what is good for you, not what is pleasing to you. So that which will help you to attain Shreya, what is good, the self. So good company, the Guru, Shastra, co-sadhaks, generally people, food you take, exercise, discipline, everything should be aligned with the goal of self-realization. And that will help you to become detached, go above delusion, establish yourself in the truth. But we do get involved in, when we are young, in the world that is career, etc. When we were children, we were lost in the toy world. When we become old, we get lost in worries, anxieties. And we get so much proud feeling when we have a lot of wealth, name, fame, following, when you are young, youth, all these he says are like day and night, they easily pass off. Day comes, they go, night comes, it goes, So the seasons change, the weather change, everything comes and goes. Life, sports, everything passes away, right? Yet the gust of desire leaves not. So your focus should be to reduce desires. You are leading a perfect life as long as your desires are reducing. Desires reducing means what? You are not living mentally. You are living your life totally. All of us are living mentally. See, there is nothing wrong. You are hungry. If the thought of food comes, nothing wrong. But once the hunger is satisfied after you eat, then the food that is eaten is in your plate. Some food which you have taken more, maybe you don't want to eat, should be in the plate. That leftover food which is there in your vessels, which has not been eaten by anybody else, can be kept in the fridge. Right? But the food should not be in your head afterwards. That is samsara. That is called samsara. If you see, all of us are living in the mind. There is so much of identification with this little self, the ego, which is false identity and which is something that is born, so which has to die. So therefore, because of this identification with this false personality, all our efforts are in somehow surviving. We are all living the game of survival while we should be living the game of existence. So Bhaja Govindam is talking about living your life game of existence, not somehow survive, all the time fighting with the future. क्या होगा अगर ये हो गया तो हो गया तो हो गया क्या है? You understand? So meet it when you have to meet it, not mentally keep thinking about it. So therefore he says, time is going, why you want to develop these desires? Desire is what? I'm incomplete and my mind goes to something, want to achieve it in future to feel complete. So it springs from the thought that I'm incomplete. And then it's a bridge to the future. Yes?
What is game of existence?
Game of existence is being in the present. Krishnaji's question is, what is game of existence? Game of existence means existing here totally in your life. But we are all, in the mind we are living. Physically I am seeing you here, but I don't know where your mind is. Idhar udhar chale gaya. You understand? So this is what is happening. Desire is that. Due to the incomplete feeling, my mind is thinking of achieving something in future. It's a bridge connecting this moment to the future. I never live in this moment. So I lose the game of existence to the game of survival. This is what all of us are doing, So therefore he says, please understand, time doesn't wait, man. कल करेंगे, परसों करेंगे, बहुत दिन है. What बहुत दिन? You at the moment you think there is, because you don't take things in the right perspective. So he therefore tells you, life doesn't remain like this. Time sports. Life passes, yet the gust of desire leaves not. So what you should do, like I said, you have fun, meet everything, but it should not be at the cost of inquiry about the reality. You be serious with reference to Atma. With reference to everything else, be light. So that's what he's saying. Next, again, before, the last verse which Adi Shankaracharya gives is verse 13. After that, students will give. Then again, he'll come back in 28 only. So in 13, again, he is going to emphasize on the good company which will help you to do the proper inquiry. So verse...
Guruji, like Adi Shankara is saying that our journey in life is directly for the purpose of self-realization.
Yes.
And for self. But primarily, when one was growing up, the focus was always doing others and the self came last always. So there is a dichotomy. So one is, now when we are coming back to the self, there is a dichotomy in the mind that it seems selfish, and one is not, there is lack of discernment that what should one do?
See, in short, your question is, you are saying the purpose of life is to realize the self. I should put all efforts to get back to the self. Now the whole focus is self, self, self. But while growing up, we have been told self comes last. You don't think about you, you think about everybody else. Your parents, your in-laws, your siblings, everybody, and then you think of you. So the confusion is in the word self. You say this, when you were brought up saying self should be the last, when I am saying self should be the first, what is the difference? See, I am reminded of that invitation I once got from Rotary Club. Few Rotary Club talks I've been to, they give you only 20 minutes. There is one particular thing they said, you talk for 1 hour, sir, no problem. It was on a different time, so they had this 20 minutes restriction was not there. And they said, what topic? I was also thinking what topic to give. So I asked them, what is your motto? This Rotary Club's motto, They said service before self. I said then the topic is self before service. Immediately it occurred to me. This is what your question is also. Service before self is how I've been brought up. But now you are saying self before everything. See, what you need to understand, when I say self before service, I'll come to that later, but self before anything, because when I say self, I'm talking about capital S, Atma, which is one and the same in everybody. So that is not being selfish. You understand? When they told you when you were brought up that you come last, meaning you are part of it. You don't work just for yourself. That is selfish. Just working for your body, mind, intellect. So what I am saying and what they are saying, there is no dichotomy. Okay? It is just that they only knew, instead of working for your body, mind, intellect, work for other body, mind, intellects as a family, as a community in which you are also part. When you are working for your family, you are also part of the family. So don't just work for your body, mind, intellect, work for the family, work for the organization, community, etc. I am saying beyond that also is the self. So first work for the self. Uplift your personality to that level. Then you can uplift everybody and anybody who comes in contact with you. If, like they say, when you are flying in the aircraft, at times of emergency, they'll say oxygen mask will drop. You help yourself first, then help others. Otherwise, as you are helping other fellow, you will choke and you will choke that fellow also. So first you have to become strong. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. And fellows are all twisting and torturing it. But Swami Vivekananda said, go play football, don't read Gita. He didn't say, don't read Gita. Before reading Gita, first you become strong physically and mentally. Uske baad Gita padho. Otherwise, justifying Gita, everybody is just being lazy, tamasic. Gita is given in this country. We are all very proud of it. 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, ये शास्त्र था, वो था. अरे यार सब कुछ ठीक है, लेकिन कोई फाइल नहीं मूव होता है. You give one application today, 10 days, 15 days के बाद फोन करेंगे. Sir, your application is lost. अरे क्या lost means what? You understand? You're lost or it doesn't move. पता नहीं क्यों? Why? So therefore, Swami Vivekananda, first get out of your tamas, man. Come to rajas. उसके बाद सत्वा के बारे में सोचेंगे. You understand? But then they misinterpret Swami Vivekananda also, some people, and criticize him also. He didn't say anything like that. You understand? So anyway, so therefore, first you have to work for the self. Right? When you work for the self, you will be dynamic, you will be cheerful. You will spread the cheer everywhere. Otherwise, you are, you yourself are morose. Anybody who sees you, they become even worse. Swami Ramtirtha says, your main duty in life is to be self-pleased, self-poised and cheerful. He says, in case you are unhappy, lock yourself in the room. Don't come out and spread the melancholy, he says. So in that sense, I'm saying, work for the self. First thing in the morning, do the study on the self. Then you take care of your body through physical exercise, yoga, pranayama. Then you come back, shower, do puja. Then of course, with this kind of upliftment you give to yourself, you will be able to do wonderful service to everybody else. In fact, you won't just, thereafter you cannot just work for yourself. Not possible.
That will come naturally.
उसके बाद possibly नहीं selfish होने का. You cannot be selfish thereafter, even if you want to. So, you need to understand the difference between selfish and self-interest. We are talking about self-interest. We are not talking about selfish. You want to help your family, you have to be strong, na? Now, in the name of you helping family, family will be helping you thereafter. What will you do? So that's the idea. Is that okay? Verse number 13.
काते कान्ता धनगत चिन्ता वातुल किं तव नास्ति नियन्ता त्रिजगति सज्जन संगतिरेका भवति भवानवतरणे नौका.
He says, Kate Kanta Dhanagata Chinta. Vatula. Vatula means distracted fellow. What is the worry over your wife, wealth, or distracted one? Distracted in the sense you are distracted away from the self, your mind is gone towards wealth and enjoyment, acquisition and enjoyment, which is symbolized by Dana and wife. Wife in this context means enjoyment. You understand? If it's a lady is listening, husband dialogue. You understand? Adi Shankaracharya is talking to all men. So he said wife. Nothing against any women or anything. You understand? So what is the worry over your wife, wealth or distracted one? All the time, why are you thinking only about wealth, enjoyment, wealth, enjoyment, wealth, enjoyment? Only going on pandering to your ego. Life is not all about giving massage to the ego. How much ever efforts you put in massaging the ego, which is false personality, will burst one day. How long can you take care of the bubble? Bubble, how long can you take care? Bubble is what? Little water puffed up with air. So, separate existence दिखा रहे वो वाटर के ऊपर. वो वाटर ही है, वो अलग नहीं है, लेकिन दिखता है ऐसा, isn't it? It is also water only, but it looks as if it's separate. Little water puffed up by air shows as if I'm separate from water. And how long can you take care of the bubble without bursting? Whole life goes in somehow making sure the bubble doesn't burst. And history tells us everybody has done the same thing. Hiranyakashipu in our Puranas is the best example. That fellow did so much of tapas, and got the boon from the Lord. And he thought he's saved the bubble. Ego. What? He said, I cannot be killed during day nor night nor evening. Cannot be killed outside, inside. Cannot be killed up, down. Whatever he can think of, he got the boon and he thought he's plugged all the holes. Abhi, I am permanent. Therefore he said, nobody should say Om Namo Narayanaya. Everybody should say Om Namo Hiranyakashipu. Isn't it? Because he thought, I am deathless. Stupidity. You do what you want. Bubble will burst. When the stories tell us that even Bhagavan taking avatara and coming in the body form, the Bhagavan has to give up the body. You understand? The bubble has to burst. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So why your whole life goes in just in this game of survival? Somehow trying to make sure that the bubble doesn't burst. That doesn't mean tomorrow itself you burst it by committing suicide. You understand? That is madness. So what I am saying is, or what Bhaja Govindam is saying, What is the worry over your wife? Wealth. Oh, distracted one. A wife also means family. All this maximum, our mind is completely attached to the family. That's it. First initially me, then my family. उसके बाद कोई सोचता ही नहीं. Swami Ramtita says, your home should be the center and not the boundary of your affection. Your home should be the center and not the boundary of your affection. But it's become the boundary today. What will happen to my wife? Who will take care of my wife? What will happen to my children? You understand? All the time, so much attachment to this world, this ego, this bubble. Why? Is there not for you the ordainer? Huh? Is there not for you an ordainer? Niyanta? See, when he says ordainer, what he's saying is, think about it, man. You look at the world, from a relative point of view, from this body-mind intellect complex, when you look at this world, it was existing before you. It is existing now, it will exist afterwards also. And so many beings are there. There is water available for everybody. Gravitational force is functioning. You understand? So much food is required for so many people. वो भी है. जब rain आना rain आता है. जब गर्मी आना गर्मी आता है. Seasons change to make sure that all of us are able to live here. Everything is taken care of. So you just have to open your eyes and see that. From the time immemorial, the laws are working. Everything is it's a beautiful cosmos and not a chaos. Right? What is the number of human population versus herbivorous animals? Compared to herbivorous animals, what is the population of the plants? What's the population of carnivorous animals? Who's maintaining all this? There are too many carnivorous animals and less herbivorous animals. They can't survive. And there are too many herbivorous animals, very little plants. They can't survive. How this whole thing is designed? There is ordainer. Ishvara means, like when you see the traffic is moving smoothly, means there is policemen, the traffic is being very well regulated, directed. Similarly, if everything is happening in this world, there is some force, the laws are working. That is called Ishvara, ordainer. You understand? Whoever is maintaining the laws. So isn't everything functioning beautifully? Everyone gets according to their karma. You desire how much ever you want. If you don't deserve, you won't get it. You deserve, and how much ever the other fellow tries to make sure that you don't get it, he cannot. You will get it. So that's why Swamiji has given it in the Vedanta treatise. You get what you deserve, not what you desire. So learn to deserve rather than desiring. Right? So when you understand this, then you understand there is an ordainer. What is the problem? Everybody gets results according to their karma. In time it will be delivered. When it has to be delivered. The karma. Right? Positive, negative, whatever it may be. So what is the problem? Everything is taken care of. Why are you unnecessarily worrying? In other words, why are you taking the stress upon yourself? Why are you thinking that you are responsible? Which means you are not knowledgeable, you are not understanding that you are not the one who is the substratum. The substratum is the divinity, which is your real self. When now you are thinking that you are the substratum, you are thinking this personality. Body, mind, intellect, complex, ego. Ego is always a dependent factor. It is not an independent factor. That's the problem. The independent factor, Satya, is Atma. Atma is Satya. See, when we talk about that example, clay and pots, you make so many pots out of clays. The clay is the Satyam. From the clay, the pots are made. And the clay pervades all the pots. Right? Pots perishes, clay never perishes. You understand? Right? And clay can exist without being made into pots. But pots cannot exist without clay. So pots depend on clay. Clay doesn't depend on pots. So the substratum is that. Why you want to take it upon yourself? That doership, that enjoyership is the cause of your samsara. So understand there is laws functioning at the physical level, biological level, physical level, material level, emotional level, intellectual, all levels there is laws functioning meticulously. It's just incredible how it works. So, once you understand the bigger picture, the worrying over the small things will stop. This is the problem. We have never ever directed our mind towards the higher aspects. All the time, मेरा family, मेरा this thing, मेरा वो छोटा सर्कल के अंदर ही घुस जाता है हम लोग. Like there's a quotation, which says, "Had no shoes and complained until I met a man who had no feet." We just have to take our car or bike or whatever it may be, or even walk just around Delhi, little bit here and there, where how much ever you can walk and see. How many fellows are living on the road? No address, no nothing. No bank account. They are living. So, we are unnecessarily all the time worried, survive. Ego, that which anyway will burst. Why don't you shift your thoughts on the higher? There is this advertisement. I love that ad. It comes near Diwali time. During Diwali everybody gives gifts, no? So you see that when there is cricket match or something, when I watch nearer to Diwali, this advertisement comes. It's of mobile phone, a particular company, I forgot now. His mother is giving gift to the son. It's nicely packed. The son is very eagerly opening it. And inside, one that simple mobile phone jo hota hai na, that 2000 rupees wala. Simple mobile phone, with which you can just make phone calls. That phone she is gifting. He sees it and he gets upset. Then he says, "Thoda bada socho." Thoda bada socho. He basically wants smartphone. So, in the sense that bada sochna chahiye. Right? सोच विचार बड़ा होना चाहिए. सोच विचार हर बार इसी के ऊपर why my hair is shorter than her hair, and why it is not black, why this is happening like this. हर बार ऐसा ही सोचता है. Whenever we fall so low, we are only determining our quality of life based on our thinking. You don't become low because others think of you as low fellow. In this country, this thing is niche. Kya niche? Kaun niche? This niche, geech and all is nonsense. If you don't understand how the caste system is designed, then only you talk like this. You understand? Nobody is niche, nobody is upar, nothing. Everybody is manifestation of Bhagavan. Usme koi sa niche upar ho jayega. There is nothing like that. Right? Niche is thinking niche. Lowly. All the time lowly thinking. With our lowly thinking, we pull ourselves down. And we pull everybody down also. Somebody who is all the time just thinking about themselves, if you go and sit with them, they'll drain your energy like anything. They have done like this to me, he's done like that to me, you don't understand, right? You have to be careful, log aisa hi hai. Arey baba, 10 minutes ke baad, you feel like you need to go to a petrol station to refill yourself. You get highly agitated. Because all the time the focus is just me. That's why he's saying, why there is worry, man? You see these dogs on the road, they're very well fed. Vinith is not here. She'll get, whenever we talk about dog, now I'm thinking of Viniti. You understand? When I say road dogs are well fed, she'll, yeah, Baba, like that she'll start. So the thing is, they're taken care of. What I'm trying to say is, there is law functioning. You will be rewarded according to your actions. You just put your efforts and move on. That doesn't mean you don't put in your efforts. Of course you put in your efforts. You send money from here to your son who is studying abroad. You are sending in Indian rupees, he is getting in American dollars there. There's a system. You trust the system and send. Sometimes, it's not gone. They say, what is this? I sent, it's not gone. They say, wait madam, wait. And they, okay, either thoda problem ho gaya, abhi chale gaya. Then you check, it's gone. So, there is a system. There are things going on. Everything is functioning. When you understand that, you don't worry about you and your results. Let your thinking be on the higher. Keeping your thoughts in the higher, you just float. You don't even worry. Just keep your thoughts on higher. Sudama didn't even think about his house. He was only playing with Krishna. He came back, his house has changed. You understand? So that is what he is trying to say. You should uplift your thoughts towards the higher. Not all the time worry about wife. So therefore he is saying ordainer. Laws are functioning. Ishvara is there. Things are working as per some system here in this world. If you understand that, then where is the worry? In the three worlds. Three worlds means a lot of interpretations are there, but waking, dream, deep sleep. In the three worlds, association with good alone. In the Sanskrit, if you see, he says, Trijagati Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Tarane Nauka. Association with good alone in the three worlds become the boat to cross the sea of existence. This world where we are living, this samsara is called this ocean. Samsara is called ocean. The waves are our likes and dislikes, on which the boat, our personality, is traveling. From the shore of mortality, we have to take it to the shore of immortality. So who can guide us? Guru. Guru and Shastra should be our captain of the ship. So therefore he says, in the three worlds, association with good alone becomes the boat to cross the sea of existence. So you can say waking, dream, deep sleep, you can say body, mind, intellect level, different interpretations. But end of the day, association with good alone. It's very important. Never give it up. Because it's very easy to get lost in the likes and dislikes. So therefore he says, you must at any cost never give up your association with good. So much important it is. Like we said when we did verse number 9, good company means at all levels. Body, mind, intellect level. But essentially it's talking about Guru, Shastra, Co-sadhaks. These are the people who will help you to constantly keep your thoughts on the higher. They uplift you. So that's why I say, whatever happens, you should develop a habit of studying in the morning the scriptures, doing yoga, pranayama, walking, jogging, whatever sports, and then shower, do prayer, have your breakfast, then start your work. This should be your habit. Whether you are in vacation or at home doing your work, whatever it may be, this has to be like this. When you make it as a habit, it will help you. Therefore he says, otherwise, how will you cross this boat? Take this boat from shore of mortality to immortality. You need guidance, na? Shastra gives you guidance. Arjuna was confused about which dharma to follow. See, dharam sankat. When you say dharam sankat, kya hai? When there is a conflict between two dharmas, which one to choose? I have a dharma towards my grandfather, great grandfather, guru, and I have dharma towards the what do you call the Rajyam, kingdom. Which one to follow? Obviously the higher. Whenever there is dharam sankat, you follow the higher. The lower is included in the higher. But those who are identified only at the lower level may not understand it. Who will understand? Like, Nidhiji was asking that question. When you are sitting and studying and trying to uplift yourself to that level of the self, it is good for them also. Will they understand? They won't understand that at that moment. Because once your wife or husband or father, mother or children, whoever is learning to identify with Atma and they start becoming successful in that, they cannot be selfish thereafter. They will be more dynamic. They will be great asset to the entire family and to the nation and everybody. But they will not understand it that time. They will interpret it as selfishness only. You understand? So therefore he says, in the three worlds, at all these different world also means experience. In philosophically, at the physical experience level, mind experience level, intellectual experience level, you should keep good company. That is very important. You should always say, okay, when there is a problem, take the guidance from Shastra. So good company. That alone will help you to cross the sea of existence. These waves are there, these likes and dislikes are torturing us and tormenting us. We are going on all the time choosing only what we like and avoid what we dislike. This is how we are functioning. Therefore, in our interest, we should hold on to the lotus feet of the Guru, Shastra, good people, good company. Those who really hit our ego very hard. Not one who keeps massaging the ego, putting bomb there, flattering. We generally choose the fellow who flatters us. See, in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna in the first chapter was going on creeping here, where is this? We were about to commit sin, we should not fight, and I become so agitated and he drops his weapons and says, I will not fight. And when the second chapter starts, and Sri Krishna speaks, he is not speaking now as Lord, not as a Guru. He is just talking as a friend, as a charioteer. You know what he says? Kutastu akashmalamidam vishamesam upastitam anarya justam ashwargyam akirtikaram Arjuna Klaipyam masmagam apparta naitad vayupapadyate kshudram hirdaya daurbalyam tyaktvotishta parantapa. He is slapping Arjuna very nicely with powerful stinging words. He says, what nonsense are you doing in a crisis moment, man? He is not saying, Arey Arjuna, I know you are a very good fellow. What you're talking is correct only. I think we should leave the battle. Or, please think like this. No, he's not talking like that. Tight slap he's giving. On the battlefield to think like this. If you are really detached, you will be like Gautam Buddha. He was also a prince. He was Siddhartha. But he said, I am not going to fight or protect the kingdom or anything. I have risen about all that, and he went to sannyasa ashrama. So do that. Then no problem. No, you want to be here. You have not risen above and gone to sannyas level. Idhar hi betna chahiye aapko. But you will say, all this is nothing but weakness of heart. Hridaya daurbalyam, he says. Tyaktvotishta parantapa. Wake up, stand up now. Get up now, he says. Uttishta. Stand up, get up. Arise. That is what he's saying. He is not massaging his ego. A good person will do what is good for you. As much as possible in a nice way. But sometimes if he has to be straight, he'll be straight. But you will live. The Guru is interested in making you strong And Guru is interested in helping you to go to that height, not make you comfortable here. They'll tell you, go on. Even in sports, if you see, the coach will put you in so much difficulty every now and then, because you will have to face all kinds of situations. Right? So, therefore, they basically want you to become strong mentally. So, only then you can win. This mental strength is not, the skill alone is not enough in life. Isn't it? So, therefore, he says, you need, in the samsara you are struggling because you are today having a very much pampered mind. सब कुछ easy route होना चाहिए. Easy. In the Upanishad, he talks about the truth is near and truth is far. These are the Upanishad. Taddure, tadvantike, tadantarasya, sarvasya. He says, it is near, it is far. It is near, far means it is far for the person who is looking externally in the world. It is near for the person who is looking inward. Similarly, a person who is really seriously interested in this knowledge, even if the class is happening in Sonipat, he'll say it's nearby. But a person who is not interested or very little interested, even if it's happening in his own house, far है. मैं हाल से वो कमरा जाना पड़ता है. You understand? So this near and far is to do with your mind. You understand? What near, far are we talking about? So, therefore, good company you have to seek. You must understand that your boat is now in the middle of the ocean. What is happening? External world is full of sense objects. And you are having senses. What is the nature of the senses? It will go outward. There is a push from your senses towards the objects, and there is a pull from the objects outside. In this push and pull, if you go and stand there without thinking properly, what will happen to you? You will be finished. Before you realize, you will be, made mincemeat in the world. This is what is happening. All of us get so attracted. No? How many phone calls? How many messages? ये क्लिक करो, 1 लाख मिलेगा, 10 लाख मिलेगा, loan without interest. How many phone calls? Suddenly one day you may slip and click something. And that's it, you're finished. Isn't it? So, what I am saying is, the world is externally trying to attract the senses in the mind. The mind is also constantly pushing you towards that. So you need to be guided properly. So you must understand that I need to take the help of the higher to make myself strong to proceed further. So therefore he says, in this 3 world, nothing will help. You must therefore at any cost not give up good company. So I tell people, you are traveling, okay. Have you packed your shoes? Yes, sir. Yoga clothes? Yes. Yoga mat? Yes. What about Gita book? Gita book also should be there. You understand? So that is what he is saying, good company. Good company means what? You should not give up your questioning, inquiring. That is what will protect you. And the Guru will make you question. See, all the knowledge that is imparted in our system, if you see, is Q&A session. Arjuna is asking, Sri Krishna is answering. Janaka is asking, Ashtavakra sage is answering. Isn't it? Uddhava is asking, Sri Krishna is answering. Rama is asking, Sri Rama is asking, Vasishji is answering. Parvati ji is asking, Shiva is answering, Lord Shiva. You understand? All Q&A. You got to inquire. Because without inquiry, if you go by your senses, the senses interpretation should not be trusted upon. The senses interpretation क्या है? जो ऑब्जेक्ट में कांटेक्ट कर रहा हूं उसमें ब्लिस है, उसमें जॉय है, वही सेंसेस का इंटरप्रिटेशन है ना, वही माइंड का इंटरप्रिटेशन है ना. So, if you want to really know the truth, you got to question. Because, for the, the eyes, it appears as if the moon is moving. But if you little bit pause and see, moon is not moving here, clouds are moving. Isn't it? Similarly, it appears as if sun is revolving around the earth. But it is actually earth revolving around the sun. It appears as if light is coming from the moon, but it is borrowed light from the sun. So, to the naked eye, to the mind, it appears as if world is real. And it has pith or substance. That is why you are running, na? First thing is, I am thinking that what I am looking for, I can get from there. If you know what you are looking for, you cannot get from that, you will not run after it. For fun, you may do many things with it, but you won't run after it. So, aapko, when you are leading life, what things appear to be, they are not. How will you know this without inquiry? How will you know this without inquiry? Not possible, na? Can you switch it off?
Yeah.
It's directly hitting on me. Yeah.
So also Guruji, it is the company also, the people that we meet and the company that we keep. One is our
That is also included.
That is, so sometimes certain people attract us and one runs after them thinking that, oh, but how does one discern? Later on one realizes that was not the correct company, but by then whatever.
So instead of realizing later on, when you are getting attracted to anything, pause and question.
Okay.
Why am I getting attracted to this person? What is it? Then you will see, the moment you are doing analysis means automatically you are delaying. You are not rushing, na? You are a little bit delaying. Then you calm down, you are questioning, you are thinking, you come to some conclusion, leave it. Tomorrow you do again. So then you are not doing the analysis when you are tremendously pressurized. Then you will be able to see the truth. So, therefore, association with good company will help you in doing the inquiry. When you do the inquiry, you will become calm. Yes, laws are functioning. Why should I get unnecessary hyper? Recently 10th standard and 12th standard exam results came. My son is done 10th, right? From many years, I've been kind of putting it into him that what matters is effort, not the result. He also understands that and all that. But still, somehow that curiosity is there, no? When the result comes, So, the day that result came, he didn't know that day result is coming. And he suddenly came to know, result is coming, this thing. I said, anyway, it is already declared. Just have to type your thing in the computer, you will see. So, what is the problem? He was also, compared to many other fellows, he was very much relaxed. But still that this thing is there. So when you understand through inquiry, the system is functioning, there is ordainer, things come as per the karma, there is nothing to rush really, then your mind won't take over. You can be calm. So that is what I am trying to say. The best company for you is inquiry. But to keep inquiring, you need to keep yourself calm. Otherwise, how will you do inquiry? So, at any cost, your questioning should not stop. At any time in life, at any cost, your questioning should not stop. The moment you are ready to stop your questioning, see, what is the difference between surrendering and blind following? Blind following is no encouragement for questioning. You also don't question, they also encourage you. They also don't encourage you. But when there is surrender, you are surrendering the ego, not surrendering your questioning ability, not surrendering your buddhi. Surrendering your buddhi is deadly. So through spiritual inquiry, we understand the falsitude of the ego. Right? So therefore, it's very important that inquiry. That's why they say good company, association with the good company. That will provoke you, that will make you think, that will make you question. That won't feed you with more and more attractions. Say, अरे यार ये जो है question करो. Question. So when you say I afford something, I can afford something, I am saying that is, you are talking about financial affording. But along with financial affording, I will also talk about mental affording. Can you afford it mentally? Can you afford it mentally? Financially you can afford and buy a mobile phone. But mentally you are not strong enough to put it down. 15 hours you are seeing mobile phone. So you inquire. So what I am saying is everything inquiry. You can only build your mental strength through inquiry. We understand physical strength. We don't understand the inner strength. We don't understand the mental strength. Agree with me? And good company is not going to be pleasing company always. Good company will be tough company. Initially, good company will be tough company. One fellow wrote a letter to Swamiji, it seems. After being with him in the ashram for some time, and Swamiji during his sadhana time, he came to that ashram where he was. After many years, he spent a lot of time with Swamiji and all the others there, and then he left to his country. And then he wrote a letter to Swamiji saying, Swamiji, I was a very happy man until I met you. Because ignorance is bliss, na? Happily you go around. Now everything you question. Arey Baba, you told question everything. Now I am questioning everything. Barbat ho gaya mera life. You understand? You cannot go back and be with the other fellows normally also. Because they are doing things mechanically. Okay, go and do things mechanically if you want. Now you can't. So therefore, he says in the three worlds, at all times, morning, noon and night, body, mind and intellect, waking, dream, deep sleep, whatever way you want to interpret the three times, at all times basically, good company ko chodna mat. I should always get the grace of my Guru, be with him or her as close as possible. The moment I leave and go that side, the waves will take me away. So boat nicely crosses all the waves and goes because of the captain. And the captain takes the help of mariner's compass, scriptures, and guides the boat to the shore of immortality from the shore of mortality. That's the idea. So whenever there is confusion, refer to Shastra. That will give you, okay, I should not give in to my ego. I should not give in to my likes and dislikes. So, therefore he says, Trijagati Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Tarane Nauka. Nauka means boat. The boat ka protection comes from Shastras, from the Guru, from the good company, which will not feed your likes and dislikes, which will feed what is good for you, not what is pleasing to you. So, worrying comes because your attention is upon small circle. Therefore, what you have to do? Shift your identification towards the bigger circle. And to keep yourself in the bigger circle, you should always keep the association of the good. And association of good is at all levels, food also. The time you wake up, time you sleep, good food, discipline basically will help you. And that is why he says, the crossing becomes easiest. Because, now what is the boat made of? Wood, which will float in water. Which will float in water. So, you are today like that personality which is so heavy, which will sink. But when you gain the knowledge, you will be made like that wood which will float. So this knowledge will make you light. Without knowledge, you are heavy. With knowledge, you become light. Why? That false understanding of yourself is removed. That was the burden. All the burden was the false understanding. That is why you were keeping everything on your head, on your shoulders. When that is all removed, happily the boat will float. So what will make your personality float in life without getting involved is the knowledge. You understand? Therefore he says, you must put in time and effort in developing that. There is nothing else will help you. Nothing else will help you except your knowledge, except your buddhi. See, there's a story about a bhakta who was very much, great devotee of Lord Narayana. All the time Narayana, Narayana used to say. So once there was a big deluge in his village. The whole village was flooded and the water level is going on rising. Everybody was escaping through some, piece of wood, all that logs and all that they were catching hold of, and then they were escaping. They called him also. Yeah, you go, Narayana will come, he said. He was waiting for Lord Narayana to come. And then he drowned and died. And because he was a good fellow, karma took him to heaven. There he was very angry with Lord Narayana. What is this? All the time I was only talking about you and calling you. You didn't come. He said, what nonsense? I sent so many logs, so many people, you never took their help. So, God or divinity has given us what is called as buddhi. Through that only he wants to help us. So we got to use the buddhi correctly and take the help of good. By ourselves it's difficult. See, Shastras generally say you can know the truth only through the Guru. Why? By yourself it's very difficult. You get completely washed away. If Arjuna went into the battle alone without Sri Krishna, he would have been finished with all his skills and everything. It was because of Sri Krishna it took him. Therefore, bhakti, the grace. Grace has no boundary. Your efforts have a boundary. You understand? Grace has no boundary. Your efforts have boundary. So your efforts has to mix with the grace of the Guru and the grace of the Lord. Then you will be able to steer the boat, your personality, from the shore of mortality to the shore of immortality. Let's conclude now. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyairva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Adhyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami.